All right. Yep, you're on. You're live.
Wash your hands real quick.
Wash your hands. Always wash your hands.
Always
What
watch
is going on?
COVID
Always going on.
outside.
Did you hear about the minister divorcing his wife, Megan Good there?
Wait, who?
What's the minister's name that's married to Megan Good?
He's divorcing Megan Good.
He's divorcing Megan Good. I've been waiting 9 years for this. 9 years, I tell you.
Ain't no way in hell he left Megan Good.
Megan Good.
He needs to pass her ass on over here.
Now let me stop. He's a really good guy, so I don't know what happened there, but he filed for divorce. It was all over the blogs today, so that's a thing.
Damn.
He divorced her. She has been like the first lady, Tues, and now she tried to change her life. She went from a hot girl to a mom. The hell?
That's what. See, perfect topic.
That means it wasn't working.
Did you also hear about my man Steph Curry and Aisha? Apparently, they have an open marriage and they have side things, multiple.
That's that real shit. Now that's love. Now that's love.
Lit.
I had no idea what was going on there. I was not ready for that.
What's up, family, and welcome back to your new favorite podcast. As always, it's your favorite Mason, and
You already know it's your girl Kori Deez, aka Lemon Squeeze, aka the Wholesome Hoe, aka the Vessel, aka a whole lot of AKAs in this motherfucker. Yeah.
I don't know. I was late. I had some drinks earlier. Don't mind me. Go ahead.
Y'all already know we back here live and direct with another episode of Hush Your Mouth and some fresh faces and some not so fresh faces, but still fresh to death. Slick, my man. Thank you for coming back. Lee. Everybody's favorite Toxic guy is back. Before we jump into this episode, y'all already know we need to, first of all, I want to say thank you to our viewers that join us here every Tuesday and Thursday, 8:15. We're a little late today, but forgive us.
Late dinner.
Late dinners, late job calls, I don't know. But I just want to say thank you guys for joining us here each and every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:15 p.m. Before we jump into this episode, I'm going to do our normal mental health check-in. And I'm going to start with Lee. How you doing today? How's your mental health? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm good. I think that's the normal thing that everybody says. I'm thankful and I'm blessed. My kids are healthy. Christmas is almost here. You know, my shopping and stuff is done. I'm in Florida, so the weather is amazing. So I can't complain. I'm not going to complain. Of course, there's always some things to complain about, but I'm not going to.
That's good. It's important to make sure we're thankful and we're not. You can't be thankful and complaining. That's like a big oxymoron right there. And you know what? You just taught me something because I be thankful as hell and still complaining. I don't know. So thank you for sharing that or whatever. Whatever, but thank you for sharing that. Slick, how you feeling today?
Ma'am. Oh, I'm great. I just came back from that Florida weather. It got me a little misty all in the sinus area. Nah, it ain't that COVID. I see Mason.
Oh, okay.
He lit up like,
I was worried.
My boy, nah, I'm good. I'm Gucci. It's just a little sinuses, you know, from going from that heat to the cold, you know, no biggie. But I'm good. I'm very blessed. I'm always blessed. I'm always happy to be here. Just chilling. My little big head son next to me, out of my business. But we cool.
Thank you for that. This weather will definitely have you jacked up because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather too. And it's been a change in weather. So you were in Florida, but here in the north, it was like hot for a couple days and then it went cold, and so changing up with this weather will definitely have you jacked up. So get that together. Make sure you wear your thermals. Make sure you take your vitamins. Lee told me to take my vitamins and drink some orange juice. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm here still. Mason, what's popping?
What's popping? What's going on? How you doing? Because I'm doing great.
You sound like you're doing great. You really have some really good food that I really would have wanted to be a part of.
I got a doggy bag.
Did you? Are you gonna send it to me?
I have like a whole lobster.
Oh,
I mistakenly ordered the piece for two, but it was only for me, so I just took the other half.
Well, now you have
accident, I swear. The lady was like, she was very nice, but that was definitely a food or feast for two.
Yeah, my guy over there eating good.
You over there eating good.
I was about to say, good, some wings, some everything. But for me, mental
look. I'm gonna show you how greedy I am. I got the wing, and I got the wing. That's right.
You got a piece for two too.
Ain't playing.
You gotta have bone in and bone out. Uh-oh, here come the big fella. He's coming in still a wing.
Bone out.
I knew you was coming in for something. When your son weighs 300, when your son weighs 300 pounds, this is what he doing.
Damn,
300.
300 pounds. That's what's up. He's thick.
Yeah.
All right, big fella.
Tori, what's going on with you? How's your week? How's everything?
So my mental health is doing. Like I said, I'm sick. I thought I wasn't going to be able to make it to tonight's show, and I was like, "Oh my God, I have people who, designated their time for this, and I really want to, be there." But I pulled myself together because what I thought about was side panel over here talking about, didn't Jordan play the game with a fever? So I was like, let me get together and get on this show. Let me put this makeup on, slap these eyebrows on and these lashes, and comb this damn wig down because that's what was happening.
I respect that.
Well, you look good, girl.
Thank you.
I
couldn't let my team down. You see me without the lashes, and I need them. But all right, let's jump into this topic. Hot girl turned mom. Yikes. Yikes. First question. So this question is not just for the ladies, it's obviously for the guys too. Do you feel like you had to trade your old life in for parent life?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Of course.
Let me elaborate. Let me help you out here. So you definitely, I think everything changes when you have kids, and I think it's for the better. I think for me, it made me a better person having kids, and it changed my life as far as just perspective. When you stop living for yourself and you start living for somebody else, it's a completely different outlook. I was always aware, but it made me even more aware. So I think it did change. For me, it changed for the better, for the worse.
Okay. Yeah. And then Slick, you said, yeah, of course. Because I disagree in a sense. I had kids my whole life.
You?
Huh?
You the same before you had kids?
I'm not the same person. I had kids I had my son at 16 years old. So of course I'm not the same person. I've obviously grown in my personal life and in my parental life. But as far as like changing your entire life or trading in my old life for a parent life, I don't necessarily.
I disagree with you. Knowing you definitely changed. You matured. You had to like.
Yes.
That's a change. You was not the same you. You was not running around, especially if you're a young mom and a good young mom. The responsibilities you take on when you become a mom is night and day. There's no way you had the same life. Well, I want to hear your perspective because I wasn't in your shoes.
No, that's funny that you say that. But see, if I've been raising myself since I was 12, 14 years old, I was already in the process of taking care of a person. So to me, I already had those responsibilities from such a young age. You understand what I'm saying? So when I had a kid, it was just like, oh, it's just like the way I've been rocking and rolling with myself. I'm just now rocking and rolling with a smaller person, and they're going along on a journey. Is there things that I no longer, I got myself into a lot of different situations that could have turned out bad for me. Like I probably should have been in jail or like dead or something as a young mom, because I was taking more risks for me to take care of my kid. You know what I mean? So I think I don't know. I feel like yes and no. I'm kind of like on the fence about that question. Absolutely, your life does need to change, but trading it in entirely, I don't necessarily agree. I don't know. I know y'all wasn't expecting that. Nobody was expecting that.
I definitely didn't.
But of course, I'm matured. I think that I'm an amazing mom. I think that my kids are the odds that they were put against, like as far as like coming from a single parent and a teen mom, those odds create greater like how do I say this? Chances for them to be like falling through the cracks. You know what I mean? Because I was a teen mom.
I think we learn how to balance things as teen moms. Like I was 15 when I had my daughter. I now have 4 daughters. So I've been raising kids my whole life. I had to give up being a child. I dropped out of school. I never got to do homecoming. I never got to do prom, anything like that. But as I got older, I learned how to balance out those things to be able to make time for myself and to remember that I was me before having children. And I think that's important for my sanity and their sanity as well. So I think we just learn as we go, just how to create that healthy balance for ourselves, or try to.
Bars.
Do you regret that?
Having my
not being able to go to like prom and
I mean, I'll say I lived through my children. There's nothing that I regret in life because I feel like it all made me who I am. And people who judge me and people who say things, they can't even step foot in my shoes for 1 second.
Right. Can't walk,
so I feel like I missed out on a lot, but having them, I got to see them do it all. So I don't know. So I didn't miss out. Yes, I wish I would have got the chance, because sometimes I look at myself in the mirror when I have my moments and I remember that little girl who worked 12 hours a day and who lived on her own and was busting her butt trying to make ends meet alone with no help from anybody. And, I think like, dag, I never had that. But now that I'm finding the balance and I'm making time for myself, I'm able to do, the things that I never thought I would be able to do in my life. So I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
Okay. Well, I definitely say you changed. I know me as a father, shit, if I was still doing the same shit I was doing 20 years ago, you have to change. Life it's an involvement, especially for your children. Because there's no way you can allow your kids to see you at 18. And you know what? That's one of the funny things, because they don't get to see you at 18, so they think you never went through the things that they went through, So when you try to tell them, they don't listen. But, the involvement of the human being is change. That's the only way you can, like, fully live life is with some kind of change. Because if you're doing the same things you was doing 10 years ago and your mannerisms and your character's the same as it was 10, 15, 20 years ago, it's a problem.
It's a bigger problem.
I wanted to say too, I agree with that fully. I feel like, with me and her, like being teen mothers, my daughter got to see me at 18 and she grew up with me, and I love all my kids, and I'm not saying any of them are ungrateful, but if I have any grateful children, it's her, because she was there through everything that I went through in my whole growing time frame. So it's like, she was there to be able to see that. So I guess it depends on what your age is and how you were. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, my daughter,
I'm 25, so.
My 11-year-old is sitting here like, that's messed up because she heard me saying.
No.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We all got favorite kids. We all got favorite kids. Don't worry about it.
No, I tell them they say, who's your favorite? I said, I don't like none of y'all.
I'm just messing with my kids because they walk through the house all the time. I'm the favorite. I'm daddy's favorite. My daughter is my favorite. Crazy. They're like, no, we love our kids the same.
Right.
It's just certain ones that we can respond to better than we can do others. We learn who you are as children. I know if I tell you no, you might not handle it as well as me telling him no. You know, they don't understand that part though. They just think, daddy, you must be daddy's favorite. Yeah, it's crazy.
I know. I got the same problem. And, my son's 15, my daughter's 8. And she's the baby to me. So she gets away with literally like probably murder. And he'd be like, Mom, you never would. I would get. I'm like, listen, what I tell him, I'm more emotionally intelligent now than I was then. How about that?
Right. So that's why you don't get that butt whooping.
You have more patience. You've learned how to handle it over the years.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know what? Isn't it crazy how different they all are from each other? Because if I had my 20-year-old, if I had any of them, I probably would have stopped at her because she's, that one that's so like, drive you crazy. But it's just crazy how they all are from each other.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. Yes. Question number 2. Single mom versus family woman. Should your outlook on parenting change once you become a mom with a partner? And what changes should occur for a woman with a family?
A lot of things should change for women. See, number 1. Yes. Hold on. It says single mom versus family woman. So with this family woman, are we talking about? Yeah, because it says, should your outlook on parenting change once you become a mom with a partner? Mm-hmm. Yes, it has to change. This is why it has to change. And a lot of relationships and a lot of families are ruined by this statement that I'm about to make. If you don't understand the way family is supposed to be ran, you're gonna lose your family. This is why you're going to lose your family. It goes husband, wife, then children. That's the way it's supposed to be ran. That's the way your family's supposed to be ran. A lot of times, mothers that have children and not with the partner that they're with tend to choose their children over their partner. And it causes a lot of problems in the family. It breaks the family down. And the reason I say this is because you have to choose. You have to make a choice at some point in your family who you're going to side with when it comes to certain problems, because you can either have a child that knows how to play the mother, and the partner or the father can see that child knows how to play the mother and doesn't go for it. That causes conflict between the mother and the father. Now that becomes the everyday, stop letting her do this, stop letting him do this. Oh, I'm not letting him do this. You understand what I'm saying? So that intel causes problem in family, causes the family to break up. Then you can have I can curse now?
Yeah, good.
You can have some badass kids. You can have some badass fucking kids running around the motherfucking house, and the partner can't take it. The partner like, get control of these motherfuckers. And you be like, fuck you, these my kids and that. It causes family issues, right? You know what I'm saying? But I think for the most part, this is something that we don't look at when it comes to family. We don't pay attention to this. And this is something for women and men. You have to choose a partner, especially if you're coming into a relationship with a woman that has kids. You have to choose a partner that understands family. Most, just because you have children, just because you're grown, most people don't understand family. Because if you haven't grown up in a family, you might have been the only child. Maybe it was two of you. Maybe you might have grown up in foster care. Maybe you might have grown up around your grandmother because your parents wasn't around. You might not understand family. And family is a mother and father and a child, two children, three children. That's family. It's not saying that grandma and grandpa can't be family, but that's not what a family is considered. A family is considered mother, child, children.
Okay.
Can I touch on that? Not that I'm disagreeing with you. However,
it's okay if you do.
It's okay.
When you say family, you're speaking to the traditional family. However, my family is not mother, father, children. For me, it wasn't mother, father, children. Ideally, that's how it would be. And my 11-year-old says to me a lot that, why can't we be like most families? And I say, outside looking in, it always looks pretty. But I promise you that many people have two miserable parents when they could have left them happy parents. So it might just be us in this household. But when I decide to make a family with somebody, I'm going to make sure that I choose the best partner for me so that we can be a healthy family versus just any type of family. So my family, unfortunately, is just me and my kids. And I ain't got no badass kids because I don't like bad kids. And if I ever had a partner, I can't deal with no bad kids, so I got to go.
I respect it. But you know what? Excuse me. There was something else I missed that I should have put in there. I wasn't saying that. I was just saying the definition of family is, mother, father. I'm not saying that you can't be raised in a family without your mother and father. You can, but I'm just saying a traditional family, like you said, is a mother, father, and children. But it's believe me, no disrespect. I don't think because most of us, honestly, most of us are raised in single parent homes or, broken homes. Father not around, sometimes mother not around. So when we raised by grandparents, but it's not really a big thing. It's just the point that another thing that I left out is that at some point your children become grown. See, and a lot of times, even with like these families, like family settings, and when you bring in a partner is, we don't realize that our children are gonna be grown and they're gonna take on their own family. Right. And the conflict that it caused when we don't side with our partner is that your son or your daughter, oh, that's my mom, they're kids. Then when they get old enough to be with someone and decide that they take that partner's side, because that's usually what happens for most men, but let me say for most women, they fall in love with that guy that treats them amazing, and then they start doing all type of crazy shit, and your parents be like, yo, what you doing? You running around here, he love me, and the mom starts to feel like, well, damn, I chose you when it came to my relationship and my partnership, but you choosing your dude and you're not accepting my word. So when it comes to family and parenting and partnerships and bringing in partners, or meeting someone and bringing them into your family, it's a lot of bad distinctions that we go off when we do that. And sometimes we bring the wrong person in that doesn't even know how to be a family partner. And that causes more strife than anything, because you're trying to love someone that doesn't know what a family is or how to love a family. And your kids is like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, God rest my mother's soul. She brought a dude around me. Motherfucker was around us for 19 years. I wanted to punch this motherfucker in his face every day. That motherfucker left. She turned 50 to him, motherfucker walked out the door. Got him a new bitch and everything. Didn't even show up to the funeral. Like, so I wanted to punch this nigga in the face when I was 12. But, out of love and respect for my mother, I like, it subsided. Like, you know what? That's your dude. You chose him. You deal with him. But he brought a lot of grief into our little family setting. So, and you know, little just dumb shit. Like my mom let me use her car to get my license, but I can't drive her car because he say some shit like, oh, well, if he's driving your car and the shit breaks, I'm not going to fix it. What the fuck type of shit is that? You my stepdad. You been here for goddamn 10 years, bitch. You my stepdad. You are my stepdad. I call you my stepdad, motherfucker. Shit like, but it's shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga truly ain't there for the right reasons, but he brings in all type of grief and shit into the family setting, and it causes more family problems. So I mean, we just got to be careful.
It's very important. The two very most important decisions you can make in life is the person you have kids with and the person you marry. Those are the two very most important decisions you can make. And to piggyback on your point and just add, it's very important that there's a distinction made between the kids and the parents. It's not the mother, the father, the kids. It's the parents and the kids. Right. So if you join it into a situation that's already a family, you join in the team parent. You're going to have those conversations. You guys are going to parent together. And it's not going to be your mother. It's not going to be your father. It's you guys are parenting together. The more you guys communicate, the less kids can get around on you. The less, the more you have those conversations, the more that those situations don't pop up where he said, she said, or my mom said this, or you have those conflicts. Keep that situation tight.
Mm-hmm. But I would use the mother and father in the bibiblical sense.
No, I know.
In the Bible, that's
clear that up. As I said, I want to piggyback on what you say and just clear it up a little bit.
I want to say, for me, being a single mom my whole life, and now getting into a situation where we are now a family, it's been difficult for me. One, because I'm how Slick is describing. I never really seen family and like dad, mom, children, and things like that. So for me, it's like these has always been my kids. I've always done right by my kids. Can't nobody tell me nothing about my kids. I'm that person. I don't think I got no badass kids, but some days Piano might say I got some badass kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think they're good.
Yeah, she makes the face though.
I have really good kids. But
every kid has their moments. You're not wrong. Like every kid has their moments. Nobody's perfect.
Right. So
yeah.
Where's Kendra? Where's Kendra?
So for me though, it's like, the way that she's viewed family or she's experienced family is not the way that I've viewed it or experienced it. I do think that when you have two people from both sides of the spectrum like that, communication is absolutely essential, because then we will always be on the same page. Then I will understand more about what you're going to say. When you say no, for me, growing up, I hated, because I said so. Don't say that to me. I can't take it. Not even as an adult, because I said so. That's a trigger for me. So she must say that.
For my daughter, because I'll be like, because I said so.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's definitely a trigger.
But when you're with your partner, if you have a family, it's important for you to explain to your partner, because I might see it like, well, maybe she should go skating today. Yeah, she might have not had cleaned her room. She might have not had did her chores. She might not have did. I wasn't thinking about it like that. I was just more so thinking about it like, hey, they invited her out skating, let her go have fun. She's been in this house all weekend. But because you see it from a different type of point of view, like, hey, babe, she did not do nothing she was supposed to do. To me, she tried. Well, now we have to have a conversation. Okay, Mason, relax, number 3.
I'm just making faces. Holding back. Been quiet.
So it is a growing experience to change from 15 years of being single with these kids and raising these kids the best way that I knew how, to be able to take some type of input from anybody else. I'm not receptive to input from my own parents. So for my partner, it's a growing experience for me. But you're right, Slick. Everybody's right here, actually. We're all right. I mean, well, I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Opinion.
Everybody's right. Do you think single mothers with boys are different than single mothers with girls?
I think they should be. I mean, to an extent.
Why?
Well, I always talk about here on Hush Your Mouth, like, the fact that when I had my son, I was a different kind of parent. I didn't like that's my homeboy. Like it's different. Like he was like my little brother. When I had a girl, I had somebody that I needed to be an example for to a different level. I'm raising a woman, so I want her to live up to these certain standards and these expectations of her being a woman from her mom. You understand what I'm saying? But how do you learn that? You learn that because I'm going to teach you those things. My son, I'm not saying that I didn't have to teach him things because I have a really great son. But I think I was just a little bit more like free and open with him than I am with my daughter. Like me and my son's conversations, what like 19 years old, the first time my lights ever got cut off, I had to have that conversation with him. My daughter's never experienced the lights being cut off. You understand what I'm saying? It's a different type of situation. I teach her to handle her business. I say I ain't teaching to handle his business. It just was a different type of conversation and situation. So that's me.
I think mothers with their sons are a little bit different. If I see a single mother with their son, I look at it a little bit different than a single mother with her daughter. I think the mindset is different. And I think when you approach a single mother with a son, you approach that a little bit differently. I think a lot of those times those sons become like somewhat of a boyfriend, somewhat of a like it becomes a lot more deeper than it is with a daughter. It's easier as a single man to step into a situation with a mother and a daughter than it is for a mother and a son, in my experience. And a lot of it is because they'll dress that son like they would dress like, or they have seen their boyfriends, or like there's a lot of imitation to it, and it becomes a harder thing to actually, balance, in my experience.
And maybe too, because they're used to being the man of the house. If it's, for so long that it's just been done. I can't really speak on it because I have all daughters, but I'm just saying, from outside looking in, I would assume that, once they're used to being the man of the house, and then a man walks in thinking he's telling them what to do differently from what the mother does, he's looking like, who are you? Like, I'm the man of this house. So I would think it would be very different for a single mom with boys or a boy than with girls. Because
you got to earn that son's respect on top of, you got to earn his mother's respect. Like there's a lot more to go versus like a daughter will be like, oh, wow, you're cool. You look all right.
No, not all of them. My daughters with my ex, but again, this was kind of touching on what Slick was saying. Also, it depends on who your partner is, because my daughters, they're very easy to get along with and they're very accepting because they're respectful. But with my ex, if they see that I'm not being treated the way I'm supposed to be treated, they're in their feelings about that. And they definitely come to me like, Mom, you're our role model, and these are the things that you're accepting of, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to be showing them that this is not okay. So they definitely, want you to earn their respect too.
Girls want you to earn their respect too. There's so many of my mom's ex-boyfriends that I didn't like, and I would not respect them. Like and I was young, like 9, like don't care, not doing it. Yeah. So I think it's the same as far as that aspect of it. But let's jump into our comments from our Hush Your Mouth family. My rude ass, welcome back to Hush Your Mouth. I've never had kids, but I would change some things. But I will remain me at the core. I want to pass who I am on. Also, hey family, why wouldn't things drastically change for dads? Why wouldn't things drastically change for dads? Did we say that?
No, I think they said that they do.
No, they do.
Yeah, they said that they do drastically change.
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, absolutely. For some dads, though, it doesn't. There's not a drastic change. I respectfully disagree with bottom left brother about choosing sides. Adults are
you Slick, bottom left brother.
That's you, Slick.
Some people too.
Not bottom left.
That's crazy. You should be prepared to listen to adults first. Who you gonna listen to? Another child?
Oh my God! Children are people too. We shouldn't be prepared to just trust or listen to adults first. A teacher. Oh, she's a teacher. She's saying I'm a teacher. So.
Oh, hold on. They said what? A teacher's what?
Okay, so she said, I respectfully disagree with bottom left brother about choosing sides. Adults are wrong plenty of the time. Children are people too. We shouldn't be prepared to just trust or listen to adults first. And she's saying this is coming from a teacher.
Well, can I touch on that real quick? I think what she might be saying is like, Slick, you were saying how your stepdad was like, oh, he don't, if something happens to the car, whatever, like he was wrong for that. So rightfully as a child, you were right about your feelings, because as your stepfather, he should be saying, you know what, don't worry about that. Let me take you driving so I can teach you to be a better driver.
Right.
When that time comes, I got your back and we work through it. So I think what maybe she's saying, you know, the adults aren't always
adults are definitely wrong. I'm never going to say like adults are always right, but you should be listening to your parents before you listen to a teacher. You definitely should listen. There should be some type of respect in your household where you should listen to your parents first, and then your kids shouldn't come home telling the parent, "Oh, my teacher told me to do this," after the mother told the kid to do a certain thing. It should be, "Oh, Mom, you told me to do this," or "Dad, you told me to do this. My teacher told me to do this. So which one should I do?" There's a difference in adults being wrong, and that's kind of what's wrong with the generation today. They question everything an adult says to them, especially a parent. I'm not saying walk out in the street and just listen to adults. I'm saying your parent should be listened to. Your response to your parent should be, "Okay, Mom, if you feel like your parent is wrong, do your diligence as a child." I teach my kids all the time. If you think I'm wrong about something, Google it and come back to me and say, "Yo, Dad, you wrong about this." And I'll be like, "I'm all right, cool." But the first priority of respect is from your parent. When your parent tells you da 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 da, that's what you should listen to.
Well, bottom left brother. Do as I say and not as I do used to send me into a spiral. Yes, honey. Into a spiral. I can't stand it.
Yeah, that's them being wrong. That's the wrong parents. When they're wrong, they do as I say, not as, that's something different.
As the eldest daughter, having a man come in her house makes me feel the same as a boy child, but we don't get paid the same respect or caution. So that goes back to what Lee was saying. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, hold on.
I mean, my children, they have respect for adults, period. But if there's something that's happening that's not okay, I don't care if you're my man or I don't care who you are, teacher, I don't care who you are. If my child feels uncomfortable, come talk to me. And then as my partner, we're going to come together and we're going to figure it out together.
That's how
the communication and the balance between each other. Otherwise, we're supposed to be a unity and a family. It's not supposed to be this person. Listen, we got enough bullshit out in this world. When you come home, that's
right. Yes. Exactly.
Question number 3. Do men and women both change equally to parent? Is it a selfish act not to prioritize parenting over work or social life? We kind of already touched on the whole men and women change equally. Like I said, my opinion on that is a lot of the times, should it be that they change equally? Yes, because we're both becoming parents together. However, is it a lot of times that guys have different standards that they're kind of put at? That has been the case in the past. Do you agree or no? Guys don't always have to live up.
It could never. Oh, go ahead.
Like it's always. You ever heard "Mama's baby, Papa's maybe"?
But it's a reason why they say that. That man don't really know if it's his. It's really no. I'm just saying.
I feel like that is like automatically.
We know it came out the mama, but we don't know if that came out the papa. Let me stop. I'm just saying. No, that's the real shit though. That's why they say that. That's why they say mama's baby, papa's baby. That's why they say that though, because you know for a fact it's your child. The man don't know for a fact. But yes, parenting is a thing that's parenting is a thing that's never going to be of equal parenting. It can't. Only way it can be equal parenting is if we share the same home. So it's a technicality to that question. The technicality is if we're together, then yes, we can equally parent. But if we're not together, we can't equally parent.
Why? Why do you think
because most of the time the child is going to be with his mother from Monday to Friday. Correct?
I think
so. How can he equally parent with you? Only way he can equally parent with you is by him coming to there every day, dealing with everything that you deal with every day. That can't happen.
You have to.
There's no way to equally. Huh?
You have to do that sometimes. If you want,
no. Sometimes, but listen to what you said. You saying sometimes, so that means it's not equal.
Well, no, I'm just saying that should be the case. That should be the standard. If my kid is with me from Monday to Friday, then why wouldn't you be coming to check them throughout the week? Why would you not?
No, if he's with you,
or going to their games or doing the things like. Why does it have to be because I'm the mom? That automatically makes me.
There's only 7 days in a week, Kori. There's only 7 days in a week, right? So if the child is with you Monday to Friday, and his dad is there Friday night to Sunday to Monday morning, right? It's only 7 days. It's still unequal. All I'm saying is there's no equal way to parent if you're not together. There's no equal way. I mean, when you say equal, you mean equal. It's 7 days a week. You get 3.5, I get 3.5, right?
No, so no. I think this question is basically asking, so women, when they become moms, they're expected to not maybe go out to parties as much, not be, Mason, your face.
No, see, because I think he said like about me saying the 3.5. I'm not using the days as like a general. I'm using it as breaking down the time. Like if it's a certain amount of hours in a week, how can we? It's no way for us to equally co-parent if we're not together.
So what I will say is it's not the same, but it is equal. So it may not be the same. Like I may not spend the same amount of time, but I put in the same amount of effort.
Right.
For instance, my kids my kids don't live with me, but I make sure that like I'm a phone call away, I'm a text away. There's times where like call me and be like, yo, talk to your daughter, talk to your son, like, and moment in time, it's time to talk. It's like whatever I'm doing, if I was at work, you know what I'm saying, I had to find the area to have this conversation. It's like, yo, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. But it's not the same.
What he's saying is he's easily accessible.
Yeah, so
to your child.
It's not the same, but it is equal as far as the effort, as far as what I'm doing, as far as how I'm
the effort.
It's just not exactly the same because one, like Slick said, 5 days a week. If you live right here, we can't live in the same. That's not the exact same thing, but it doesn't take away from how I'm a father. It doesn't take away from me taking you to doctors.
Right.
It doesn't take away from me going to your games and stuff like that. That's not, the same, but it's equal.
Okay, so when you guys became parents, did your social life have to change as much as your children's mom? So you wasn't able to go to like no parties. You wasn't entertaining multiple women while she's at home.
No.
Or whatever.
I'm sorry. Let me say no. My social life didn't have to change as much as the mother's.
Why not?
Because it's never going to be equal.
Depending.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. If it was equal, my social life would have to change just as well as ours.
But that again depends on the parents, because even though I did it by myself and my kids' fathers, they just could go do whatever the fuck they wanted, and I took care of everything by myself, every sport, everything. I still can't take away from those fathers that I know that had shitty ass babies' moms who raised their kids and did it by themselves. So I feel like it depends on who the parent is, because there are many fathers that do actually, that I know personally, that change their whole life and don't even get support from the chick and take care of their kids 24/7 while she does whatever she wants to do. So I think, again, it just depends on the person.
No, but that's still not equal. The question is it equal?
I'm going to use me for an example. So my 15-year-old's dad My 15-year-old is the oldest of 9 children. I could never picture me having 9 children because I can't financially take care of 9 children. I don't have the mental capacity to take care of 9 children. And he ain't never took care of my son, right? Okay. So now my daughter's dad, he one time said to me, "Oh, I'm able to be chill and lax because I know the type of woman that you are and the type of mom that you are." So when I'm speaking from this, his life didn't change. 2 weeks after I had the baby, he's in the club popping bottles and pouring liquor out on the floor. Like that was crazy. Meanwhile, I'm slinging Pampers and wipes. That's crazy. Why is it that we're not both doing this together? Why, you know what I mean? Like that was just basically, I guess.
Because the partner we ended up with
I'm a single dad.
Not good.
I'm a single dad. My 2 sons live here with me, right? It's I don't care what they mothers do, right? So as a man, I don't care if it's equal or not. I chose to have y'all. Y'all are my creation, and whatever it takes for me to raise you like a man, I'm gonna do. It would be the same for my daughters. If they was here, I gotta do what I have to do. The only thing is, you all being when we talk about being equal, there's never equality in parenting. It's just no way.
Relationships and marriages and there's never equality. Nothing's 50-50. Nothing's ever 50-50.
Nothing's equal. Nothing's 50-50.
Well, it should be.
That's not life.
It should be.
Well, that's not life. That's the same.
But we don't.
Everything in life should be fair. Life ain't fair. Shit ain't fair.
See, that's
doing your kid a disservice when you say you to think that everything should be equal. That's doing yourself a disservice because nothing's equal. Shit is not equal. Sometimes I'm giving 9. Sometimes she's giving 10. There's times where like my kid's mother, she goes on vacations and those kids are with me. Like I don't even care what she's doing. Just bring me back a sweatshirt and have a good time. See you when I have to pick you up, or let me know what else I have to do. Other than that, like have your own way. That's not equal because now I'm watching the kid the whole time. But that's fine because you know what I'm saying? Like it's not equal. I'm not looking for equality. I'm looking to do the
quality.
Right. Quality's not.
That's it. I'm looking to just raise my baby. But
Yeah.
see, that's that. See, Kori, see that thing you just said about. You see what you just said about being fair and not being fair. That's the type of mindset that we've been raising our kids with this generation.
Mm-hmm.
See, the mindset, it's tricky. That mindset is what makes these kids think, oh, well, it's not fair that he gets to do this or he gets to do that. The mindset that we had was life isn't fair. Mm-hmm. So what? I got one lollipop. It's you and your sister. I'm gonna give it to your sister. Life isn't fair. And you just have to watch your sister chew the lollipop. Either she gave you a piece or she didn't, whatever. That's just, life isn't fair. But we are now raising our kids to think that it's supposed to be fair. So when things happen to them, they don't know how to respond to it.
Okay.
You're doing a disservice to your kids when you do that.
We won't agree to disagree. How about that?
We don't agree.
How about that?
Again, I just think everybody's situation is different. That's just my opinion. Because again, I see parents that really go hard to try to co-parent equally. Like, listen, I get the kids all summer. I get them on the weekend. We split up holidays. Like, they go hard to try to make it a good situation for the kids. But then you got the parents who we do 100% and they do 0. And then you got, the father that does 100 and the chick does 0. So I just think it just depends on.
It depends on who you chose to
Okay, let me ask you this.
That's what I don't.
Let me ask this question.
You have
Let
kids,
me ask this
you
question.
married. Best decisions, worst decisions of your life. Depends on you.
Yeah, ask the question.
Let me ask this question though. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about a man who has kids and you come into his life to have kids, right? Mm-hmm. And then get mad at him because of the kids that he has to take care of that were here before him, that he's a single parent too, and he might not be able to majorly parent or equally parent with the children that you guys have as you.
I mean, we're coming together as one. So those are your babies and these are
No,
my
we're not together. Y'all not together. You
Oh,
came in, you had kids with this man. He already had, look, you came in, you had kids with a man that you knew already had kids, right?
Okay.
And he can't equally parent the way you want him to parent.
See, I'm not difficult.
But
I'm just not. I'm the type that I feel like this. I want all the kids to win at the end. So if you're doing it by yourself as a man and you trying to bust your ass to take care of them kids, listen, I got my kids. Please just step in and do what you can and try to get them together as siblings. Please, let's just try to do the right, fair thing. But if you can't give them all the attention that you're giving the other ones because you're doing that by yourself, like, listen, mine is good. Like, let's just do the best that we can. It's a team effort. Like, it's all about the kids.
I swear to God, I should record some of these conversations. You'll be like, that bitch ain't shit.
Listen, the chicks that I know who be treating their kids' dads like shit that I know are good dads, I'll be like, listen, let me give you my kids' dads for like 1.2 seconds, and y'all ungrateful bitches will want to run back real quick. I hope they're not listening.
They are listening.
This shit be crazy. This shit be crazy because my two sons, my 17-year-old and my 9-year-old live with me, and then I have my daughters, my 11-year-old and my 10-year-old, and they live in another town. But it'd be crazy because they have like football games on Saturday mornings and shit like that, and then my daughters that have like soccer, and it'd be like I gotta choose where I'm gonna go, and my explanation for this shit was like, yo, he a senior, like, let me, give him the support he needs as a senior. He'll be gone. Boom, now I get to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the shit be crazy. The arguments be like, oh, you don't give a fuck about it. But you already knew I had children, like.
See, but again, that's because they're being selfish and they're not thinking about the kids. It's about you and about them. If they were thinking about any of the kids, they would say, he's a senior. He needs that support. My baby got all the rest of the years. How about this? I'm going to record it for you. I'm going to send it to you and you can be there. I'll FaceTime you so you can be at both. Again, let's work together. It's about the kids.
That's some real shit.
She said that was such passion and vigor. I can't even.
That was mad real.
Yeah, no, that was great. That was real.
Well, your baby daddy's lost a good one.
Listen, they know. Trust me, they know.
Because I ain't dating nobody with no kids. No, I'm just joking. But anyway.
And that changed. See how that changed?
It is hard. It's hard.
Number 4, hot or not, does maturity play a part in the grounding of a mother willing to sacrifice fun for fun? I think so, yes. I say yes. I say yes. What do you think I'm immature? Is that where this question came from?
Play a part in the grounding of a mother. I think for me and you, as we discussed, being teen mothers, again, you just learn the balance. Like, you have to always make sacrifices for your kids because they're your children and they come first before anything. But at the same time, as we get older, we realize that we are who we are before we had kids. And like Slick said, they're going to grow up and they're going to have families and they're going to move on with their lives. And I want to know that they're always going to want to come back home because I made the sacrifices for them. But at the same time, I want to know that I lived my life too. So I'm always, again, going to sacrifice for them, but I'm definitely going to make the time for myself. And I told you before we even had this, before we went live, it's for their safety and mine that I get my me time. Like,
and I absolutely agree that my self-care tactics are my self-care tactics to have. And that's what made me be an awesome and amazing parent thus far. So I personally like to try to hold up those things. And I don't think I'm ever going to change those things. So I don't know if that's like a maturity factor or not. Like, no, I'm always going to go away. I'm always going to be me. At the end of the day, I'm a person before I'm a mom. I'm a woman first. The woman first, then a mom second, because you got to take care of you in order to be a great parent to these kids. If you don't take care of you first, how you going to be a great mom? So whatever your self-care regimens are, continue to do those things.
I think
There's
like
no
Lee
rules
said,
for
it's
this shit. Sorry.
no. I'm sorry to cut you off. Like Lee said, I think it's about the balance. It's about having both the sacrifice and making sure that you still remain and stay sane and have that me time. I think that's extremely important. For me, I definitely look at that when I'm dating like a single mother or just anybody that has a family or kid, because the way that they sacrifice or the way that they don't sacrifice is a huge red flag for me. I tell you, dating mothers is a great indication of how they'll be as the mother to my children, because they'll be the stepmother if life goes on and it goes well. Or if we have kids together, I can see how they're gonna treat their kids and what kind of person they are. Like it all shows up. So for me, it's a good indication, and you got to watch that stuff. So if somebody is not attending to their child and not sacrificing your child to the child, that's a red flag. Don't have kids with that person. Don't shoot up that club, because it ain't gonna turn out right.
Shoot up the club.
Not to shoot up the club. Not to shoot up the club. First of all, like me and Lee's whole life been a sacrifice for these darn kids. Okay, we done sacrifice fun in the sun. We done sacrifice time, school. Like what? Listen, I always say maybe now I'm living a more fuller life as an adult, as my kids are now bigger. Because I missed out on some of the things that Lee mentioned earlier, which was like my prom, which was like my graduation, which was, all of these things that going to college, like going away to school. I chose, my mom gave me an option, and I always talk about this. She gave me an option she said, I'll take, Jasier, and you can go away to school. And I said, no, because I want to raise my own kid. I want to be a parent. So this was a choice that I made. I'm choosing not to take that route. Now, as an adult, I'm like, dang. And watching my oldest go to college, I was like, dang, I should have definitely took.
But you still can.
But you can. No, it's not the same experience though. No, I've been to school.
Definitely not. Yeah.
I was gonna say Kori's gonna be on campus at Howard University. Like, yes.
Yes, 31 years old.
On campus in the freshman dorms.
No. But I mean that experience. Of course, I went away to school and did that whole aspect. But I'm talking about the experience of being on campus. That's something that we'll never be able to get back. But it's okay.
Right. But you can do, I just feel like we make it up in other ways. Like with my kids, I'd rather travel. I have a great time with my kids. We have a great friendship. I'm your mother first, but I've been driving back and forth to Florida since they were little babies because I couldn't afford airline tickets, but I made shit happen. But when it's my time as well. And even though when I'm gone, I feel guilty, I still remember like I deserve this. So
always remember that you deserve it. Slay. Does maturity play a part in the grounding of a mother willing to sacrifice fun for son?
Of course it does. Of course, maturity is everything. Most women, women got mature way faster than having kids anyway, but maturity definitely plays a major part, because as a woman, you start to look at some of the things you've done, and first thing you say is, I don't want my child knowing me like that. So maturity is always going to play a part.
Mm-hmm. Let's jump in and see what our Hush Your Mouth family in the audience has to say. Wow. We provide financial support, emotional support, and more, but we don't get the same respect the boy children do, as the boy children do, I guess. All I got is studies show women still do more child rearing in two-parent homes. Equality is equity. Relationships are individual. They should be treated as such. What works in one may not work in another based on your circumstances.
Exactly.
Yes. Relationships should be equitable. Parenting should be equitable.
Not equal. Let's make it clear, not equal. Off topic, Kori.
Off topic. I was go ahead, read it, baby.
Off topic. Well, my babe in the box number 2, Kori. Go ahead with your bad self. You still a hot girl in a good way. Work that shit, mom.
Oh, give me my little round of applause or whatever. That's right. Thank you so much. Oh, that was so sweet. Okay. Number 5. How do women retain self-identity while still being a full-time mom? We already spoke to that. But like I said, for me, it's going on vacations and being next to you.
Definitely ain't gonna follow that.
That's what it is for me.
You had a better chance of getting them to leave.
I think. What Lee, what do you think are some of your ways to retain self-identity while being a full-time mom?
I mean, I just still, make the time for myself. Whatever that means, even if it's sometimes just going for a drive and listening to music. I mean, whatever the case may be, just to clear my mind, because, I have 4 different people that I'm worried about all the time, 24/7, on top of my workload, on top of my bills, on top of my social life, on top of the BS that I deal with relationship wise. It's like, you have to make time for yourself. So I definitely retain my self-identity being a full-time mother. I figure it out. That's what we do.
You got to figure it out. That's what we do. We figure shit out. That is exactly what we do.
Yes.
So, like you said, it could be a drive. I listen to music. I will lock myself away in the room and be like, I will act like I'm not home. It's been times I've act like I wasn't home. That's the word. Yeah. Like, I won't come out of my room to eat. Nothing.
What do you act like you are? Like, what do you imagine yourself to be?
Listen, I will lock myself in that room. It will be quiet.
And where you act like you are.
Listen, in my mind, I'm not here. And in their mind, I'm not here either, because I ain't even here. They're like, is she there? They looking under the door like,
Mom, where you at? Texting you. Where you at? See, my life 360 is on, so my kids know where I am 24/7. If I go anywhere, they be texting like, oh, you sitting in a park. Where you at? Like, can y'all leave me alone? I don't have parents, but I have parents. My kids are my damn parents.
My kids are definitely your parents. Everybody's kids. Listen, my son thinks he's my whole man. So my daughter thinks she's my whole mom. So, I mean, just making sure you always tune in and tap into what's important to you and what makes you feel good. It feels good to feel good. Woo! Now, I'm going to leave with that.
And to them good fathers, too.
And to those good.
Shout out to them, too.
That's a shorty in the bottom right. I don't know.
So that was what we had for y'all today on Hottie to Mom, or what was it? Hot Mom? Hot Girl Turn Mom. Hot Girl Turn Mom. Y'all already know it's your girl, Lemon Squeeze _3 on Instagram. I still be messing up my own damn Instagram name. But y'all can find me there. Y'all can find me here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:15. Log into your YouTube, log into your Facebook, Team Mason TV. Mason, where can they find you at?
Yes. Every week you can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We log on at 8. We go live at 8:15. We record your new favorite podcast every week. Also, you can find me on Instagram at YNVS_ It's Mason. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Hush Your Mouth _ENT. Yes, sir.
Slick. They can find you at Slick Chat.
You can find me at the corner deli ordering a bacon egg. It's like, nah, I'm just playing. You can find me at Slick Chat on Instagram. All right, Slick's the best. Watch out. Man, don't pick up my teeth. I drop my earpieces, dog. Eat the shit. I'm sorry. Yeah,
it's all right. But it's all right. Wait. Can they find you if they wanted to find you?
Absolutely. I am at She Is Lovely on Instagram.
She is lovely. Isn't she lovely, guys? She is lovely.
Thank you. You are lovely as well.
Thank you. I already know this was another episode of Hush Your Mouth. Until next time, don't forget to speak out or hush your mouth.